brushy, vacant lots. There were no other cars around. I was to learn that Pueblo didn't allow marijuana sales within the city limits yet, meaning that all pot had to be sold on the county outskirts. At the time, though, it felt like we were going to buy pot like we always had, in the skeeziest possible circumstance. But the similarities to the old ways ended there. At around 7:30 p.m., we pulled into a well-lit parking lot in front of a modest but neat brown stucco building. At the entrance to the parking lot was a little stone structure with a sign that read simply "Connoisseur." We walked inside into a high-ceilinged room that looked like an ordinary waiting area, except that there were enormous high-definition photographs of marijuana buds hanging everywhere. The pilgrims had arrived at the temple. A smiling young woman sat behind the desk. "Welcome to Connoisseur," she said. "Can I see your IDs?" We handed them over. "We've had lots of people from Texas today," she said. The bud tender was busy with another customer. It would just be a couple of minutes. We paced around the room like nervous dogs at the vet. Then the woman stood up, opened the door to the inner chamber, and said, "Enjoy." The angels sang as we entered paradise. Along the black-painted walls sat dozens of jars of marijuana of the highest possible quality and of every possible type, as well as candy bars, sodas, balms, tinctures, oil cartridges, and sour gummies in seemingly infinite varieties. There were joints under glass. The room smelled sweet and danky. It was amazing. I'd had a medical card in California for years, so I more or less knew what to expect, but I still walked around in there grinning, happier than Hank Hill at Home Depot. All artifice had been removed from the process. Rich had never been to a dispensary before. His expression was even more gee whiz. We were in an alternate drugstore from another dimension. This was legal. The bud tender, a chill guy wearing a straight-brimmed baseball cap, looked up. He held small shears in his right hand. "Just doing my trimming," he said, like it was the most natural thing in the world. "That's cool," I said. "You're in luck," he said. "It's happy hour. That means 20% off." You could only buy 7 grams worth of marijuana per dispensary per day. We had a long weekend ahead of us, and drugs would be readily available, so we didn't overextend. We just got our Friday night starter kit. 2 fat joints of a potent sativa called Blue Bastard, a gram of a really sweet-smelling sativa-dominant hybrid called Flow, and the tourist specialty of the house, a Skywalker OG cross joint, 2 joints sewn together into a paper cross. It burned from 3 ends. 5 people would be flying off that thing, the bud tender said. "We'll take it," we said eagerly. He put our purchases into a plastic bag with the Connoisseur logo on it. The bag sealed shut with a zipper, which then got inserted into a plastic clip. By law, all weed sold in Colorado has to be in child-proof containers. Some shops take care of this by distributing their goods in pill bottles. Others use these special sealed envelopes and charge clueless tourists up to $20 for them. Connoisseur only tacked on a $3 bag surcharge. The zipper broke the first time it opened. Regardless, we had plenty of excellent pot that we'd obtained legally at a reasonable market price plus tax. We drove a few miles to a restaurant, loaded a bowl of Flow, walked behind a dumpster, and each horked several massive hits of potent, industrial-grade cannabis sativa. "Oh, crap," Rich said. "I have to sit down." "Okay," I said. "I can't feel my legs." He started fanning his face in a panic. "Dude," I said, "you're fine. You've smoked weed thousands of times before. This is just a little stronger." I talked Rich off the ledge. He took a few breaths and chilled. Then we went inside and each ate an enormous helping of huevos rancheros. It tasted damn good. Rich still couldn't feel his legs, but I could feel mine. They felt like freedom. The headline of a short article in the January 7th, 2014 edition of the Pueblo Chieftain announced, "Local hotel smoker-friendly." In the article, the manager of the microtel off I-25 said that it was opening up 9 of its 63 rooms to marijuana smokers. "We figure people are going to do it whether we let them or not," she said. 2 nights before we left, I called the microtel. "I would like to order one of your marijuana-friendly hotel rooms," I said. "You mean our smoking rooms?" said the person on the other end of the line. "Yes."